Hey guys, I'm Michael Cheek, and this is the last video for the solo in Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits. And unless I find something else that I need to add in, this will be the last video period for the song. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's go ahead and get started. The section we're going to be learning here is basically just the same place we left off in the last video. So it's going to be this section right here. Okay, now we're going to stop right there because it's fading out and you can't really hear a whole lot after that. So this first part that we're going into is actually a lot of repeating. So it's not too bad once you actually memorize the few measures that we have. So the first one that we're going to do is this one right here. Now remember, if you watched the previous video, which I hope you did, we're starting right after that section that we ended on. Okay, we ended on the 10th fret of the E string for that last note of the last video. So we're starting right after that. Now what we're going to do here is there are going to be 4 notes that we're going to play in a row, and then we're going to repeat it 3 more times. We'll play it 4 times in a row. So what you're going to do is take your first finger, and I want you to actually flatten it across the E string and the B string in the 10th fret. You'll hear those 2 notes. Okay, E string, B string. Okay, now what you're going to do is use your pinky if you can, because you're going to have to use it later. Go ahead and use your pinky to play the 13th fret on the E string. This is actually your first note. You're going to play that note and then pull off to 10th fret on the E string, and I've already explained what a pull-off is, so you should be pretty comfortable with that by now. Now that's actually the first 2 notes. Okay, then you're going to play the B string in the 10th fret, and you've already got it held down. So 13th fret on the E string, pull off to 10 on the E, and then 10th fret on the B string, and then play the E string again in the 10th fret. You've already got it held down. So okay, now you basically repeat those 4 notes 4 more times. So that first part's going to sound like this. Okay? That's the first section. Now we're going to move to the next one. You actually don't have to move your hand a whole lot. I just want you to take your middle finger and put it in front of your first finger on the B string. Now what that's going to do is move the B string to the 11th fret. So now you've got 11th fret on the B string, and you've still got 10th fret on the the E string with your first finger, and your pinky's still going to be playing the 13th fret on the E string. So you've basically only changed 1 note, and the pattern here is going to be the same, the picking pattern. So you're going to play 13th fret with your pinky on the E string, and then pull off to 10th fret on the E string. Okay, so, and then you're going to play the B string, which is now 11th fret, and then go back to E string in the 10th fret. Okay, so now those are the 4 notes that belong in that measure, except we're only going to repeat this twice. So you're going to play, or you're actually going to just play it twice. So once, and then twice. Okay, so. Alright, so together those first 2 are going to sound like this. Oh, sorry. Okay, now after you play that, we just got a couple, or actually 3 real short notes. By short, I mean you don't let them ring out. You just go bump, 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 and it's going to go just like that. And it's 13th fret on the E string. And if you want to, just use your pinky to reach over there to the 18th fret of the E string, so, and then go back to 13th fret on the E string, okay? And that's how you end that section. So you're playing this right here, and then 13, 18, 13, all on the skinny E string. Okay, now we're getting into the next section. we've only got 3 notes here that repeat, and we're actually going to play this measure 7 times in a row, so you got to be careful to count exactly correct. So what we're going to do here is put our, well, we're going to have basically 15 on the E string and then 12 on the E string, okay? So what I would do is just either use your pinky or your third finger on the 15th fret of the E string to play it. You're going to pull off to 12 on the E string, okay? And then your middle finger is actually going to have to play 13th fret on the B string, okay? So the notes go in this order. You're going to play 15th fret on the E string, okay? And then pull off to 12th fret on the E string, and then play 13th fret on the B string, okay? Just those 3 notes. You're going to play that 7 times, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? And then for your last note, you're just going to play the 15th fret on the E string again. So after you play those 3 notes 7 times in a row, you just end it with 1 short note on the 15th fret of the E string. Okay? So it's kind of like this. Oh, sorry. And that's basically how that part is played. Now that's actually the end of that section. So now that we've gotten that far, you're actually just going to repeat that one more time, that whole section. So all the way through, played slowly, it's going to look something like this. Okay, and then you have the second section. Oh, sorry. Okay, now that's all the way through at once. Then you repeat all that one more time. After you've done that, you have this last part. Okay, now that's not all of it, but that's the first section that we're going to learn here. So you're going to go to the 15th fret on the E string, and you're going to bend that note up and vibrato it at the top. So, okay, and then you just kind of let it die out or stop the note at the top there, and then let the string back down, because we don't want to hear that note fall. We just want to hear it fade out at the top. Okay, now once you've done that, you're going to play the same note again, and this time bend it up and down. Okay, so then you're going to play 13th fret on the E string, back to 15th fret on the E string, back to 13th on the E string, and then a long note on the 15th fret of the B string. Okay, so alright, now here's the next section, and this is the end of the solo. Okay, so what you're going to do here is you're going to play the 15th fret on the E string, and you're going to bend that note up and then back down and then vibrato it. Okay? Just like that. And then you have a bunch of hammers and pull-offs. Now we've already talked about those, so I can just show you what to do on them. After you play that 15th fret up and down, then you're going to put your first finger on the 12th fret of the E string, and you're going to play that note, and then you're going to hammer 15th fret on the E string and pull off back to 12. So just like that, okay? Then you're going to do the same thing, but it's going to be using the 13th fret on the B string and the 15th fret on the B string. So 13, 15, 13. Okay, so then you're going to stay on the B string and go down to 10 and 13. So 10th fret and 13th fret. So you're going to play the 10th fret, hammer 13th fret on the B string, and pull back off the 10th fret on the B string. Okay, so after that, you're going to slide down a little further to 5th fret, and you're going to play the 5th fret, then hammer 8th fret on the B string, and then pull back off to 5th fret on the B string. Okay, so after you do that, then you're going to go to the G string, that's the 3rd string from the bottom, and you're going to play you're going to use 5 and 7 here. So it's going to be 5, hammer 7, and then pull back off to 5. So, okay. So again, that very last part is 15th fret, and 12, 15, 12. Then on the B string, 13, 15, 13. Then still B string, it's 10, 13, 10. Then still on the B string, 5, 8, 5. And then the G string, 5, 7, 5. Okay? Now that's it. That's the entire solo for the Sultans of Swing. And I hope you enjoyed it. This can be a tough one to get full speed and just right. It's a real clean tone, so you can hear your mistakes pretty easy. But it's a great solo. It's not very typical in, I guess you'd say, rock and roll or whatever. And so that's why it's fun to play, because it's a little different. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and remember, with all of these kinds of techniques that you might have trouble with, start them off slow and get that muscle memory going. Once you get comfortable doing it, then speed the song up and actually play it full speed. But start off slow and get everything right, and then speed it up.